Is this on? Good morning. It's early in the morning. This is gonna be very informal. We're gonna do, we've all gotten together. We've known each other. We meet at fiddlers conventions. We've played together in jam sessions and one thing and another. And we're just gonna do a little bit of that this morning. I think that'll be the most fun of all at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'd like to introduce everybody. On the far left is Doug Dorshug over there. He's a former member of the Highwood String Band. And I don't know, are you here in any official capacity, Doug?
I'm recording.
You're recording.
Smithsonian.
Okay. But he plays with Will. He lives over around Mountain City, Tennessee. And so we've asked him to come and jam up here with us a little bit. And this is Will Keyes. You've all probably become familiar with Will here throughout this Banjo Institute. A fine, fine finger-style banjo player with a style all his own. And he's from around Washington County, in Washington County, Tennessee. This is Matoki Slaughter, who lives in Pulaski, Virginia, which is in the southwestern part of Virginia. She's known in a special kind of way through some early county recordings of banjo playing, mountain banjo styles, and she did a few tunes on that. From time to time, as we go around these things, people come up and they say, "You're Matoki Slaughter. I learned to play banjo from listening to those old county records," which is always kind of gratifying, and we're real happy that she can be at this institute. We were here 2 years ago as well. And she also plays fiddle. We might get you to play a little fiddle this morning, Matoki, or not.
Good morning, folks.
She's already been in Bobby Fulcher's face about scheduling something at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, would you like to start out with something, Matoki? Because y'all are getting in tune, right? Why don't we play just a tune or something? There's going to be lots of surprises this morning, I think. My name is Alice Gerard, and
You're in C tuning.
she's in a D tuning.
Okay.
And I play, I just D-tune a string here. I play with Matoki quite a bit when I get the chance. I lived in Galax, which is only about half an hour away from Pulaski. Well, I'm going to tune, so it really doesn't make any difference. Everything D-tuned.
Pretty exciting beginning.
It's going to be slow, everybody.
Even the instruments didn't want to get up.
I know. They're just so relaxed and collapsed here, just kind of like I was.
Yeah, funny you should say that.
Heaved a sigh and let down here.
Y'all have to remember this is the morning after.
Yeah, it's several mornings after several afters.
Well, Will, you told me yesterday, you didn't have fun unless you go home dead tired.
That's it. You just sort of have to resign yourself to being completely burnt out. Everything let go. The whole thing just collapsed. Wait, pull my bridge back before it collapses. Well, Doug, can you say something intelligent over there? I can't talk in tune, thank you.
No, I don't think so. But I will point out that we're going to hear, assuming we get going here, two very different banjo styles. And it should be very interesting because I know you two know some of the same tunes and many different tunes also. Alice, should we go ahead and
Yeah,
play
why don't
some?
you go
Well, probably people are curious how you started playing that way. I imagine people ask you that question.
Out of necessity. I couldn't get it any other way. And I've heard these tunes. Now that was an old Grandpa Jones tune where I heard it start with, but it's actually a real old tune. But a lot of that kind of slide up and down comes from listening to Don Reynolds. I always loved those slide notes he got on that. And a lot of tunes he played.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
On your end? We might get
If
into
you want
that.
to play guitar with us, Doug, that would be great.
Okay.
Usually, Matoki's sister, Virgie, often plays with us. And, what do you feel like doing? You want to do Jake Gilly? Okay. This is a tune called Jake Gilly, and Matoki. It's a tune, as far as I know, that's very regional to her area and over in Patrick County, which is nearby. And Matoki's the only one I know of who, living in the area, who still plays this tune. Will, do you want to try one with Doug on the piano? Doug said that Will used to, who was it you played with that played piano, Will?
My older sisters and my mother-in-law played on piano. We played with her. I'm not sure Doug and I didn't really do that.
Huh? Yeah, well, now's a good time to do it.
Maybe we should stick with the string instruments. I don't know. I can play probably most of
favorite all-time tunes. Gosh, these things really have heavy stands. Bases on
Yeah, they're not gonna fall over.
them. They really are.
You want it moved?
No, it's fine now, thank you.
I can help it, that's what I'm here to do, really.
No, no, play. How about that? You want to try, are you in tune for going to Boston?
Yeah.
You want to try, can you play that on the fiddle? Duh.
I don't think so. Can you?
No.
Want to play guitar? I'll just...
You call it Goodbye Girls, I'm Going to Boston? I never get the name. Goodbye Girls, I'm Going to Boston.
Where did you learn that one, Will?
Tell the truth, I learned that off of Art Stanford album. He was playing tunes his daddy. He learned from his daddy.
And you know, you've learned more than that tune from Art.
Right, I learned Don't Come Home, Run, Johnny. And there's a few others on there I'd like to learn. Some fabulous tunes.
Fine fiddle player. I might mention that while we're talking about recordings, that Will does have a tape in the works. Very soon.
All depends on him.
Very soon it will be out on my label called Cloudlands. It'll be out pretty soon, maybe a month. Maybe less. Probably not less.
Matoki has a real nice way of playing Black Eyed Susie. It's got a few different notes in it. You want to try that one?
Man, how to start off.
Oh, yeah. not, yes.
When you pick up your finger, you hit more than one string at a time, or you just pick one string on the uppick?
That's from a token.
Oh, I'm sorry, would you repeat that?
This question is from Toby. During the way you pick your banjo, you pick up at a time. Do you pick more than one string when you come up, or you just brush across several strings?
Well, sometimes I hit two, a little bit.
Most of the time it's one.
He wants to know if you hit, when you go back up,
With your
you
index
hit
finger.
more than one string, or you come back up, when you go back up, you hit one, or more than one.
Sometimes one, sometimes two.
Sometimes enough for the whole darn crew.
That help you?
Yes, it does, thank you.
I don't think either Matoki or Will are very formulaic. In other words, that if you were to try and boil it down to, it goes like this, chunk, 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 it doesn't really. It's
But Toki and I, we got to get it any way you can, man.
Will, I have a question for you, sir. Were you exposed to a lot of ragtime? I noticed the way you play and the way you know a lot of reels.
But not a whole lot, but I had two older sisters who played piano, and I picked up a little of it. I'm trying to think if this is on my level.
you want to play one of those sort of ragtime tunes?
Let's play,
Do you want,
Sweet Jenny.
you want a guitar gun?
Will you play this song?
I can't love this for
Yeah,
Now, Will, this tune really doesn't come from Scott Joplin or any place like that, does it? It comes from...
I actually don't know. I mean, we had that on sheet music at home. My sisters used to play that.
Was it also recorded by Bob Wills?
You get in the workshop?
Was it recorded by Bob Wills?
No, not this one. I don't think so.
Matoki plays a, do you call it Round Town Girls Matoki? Or Buffalo Girls, or Alabama Girls?
It's got a whole lot of names.
Yeah, well anyway, it's that tune. Old Aunt Kate, won't you come out tonight? And it's an interesting version, she gets some notes on her fifth string, which old-time banjo players don't usually get. They usually use the fifth as a drone, but Matoki notes it in this case. Would you mind playing that for them? You want to just, well,
Guitar?
I'm not in tune. I can play guitar. Well, now we're out of key with each other, so why don't you guys just...
Well, it'd be nice, let's tune up, play something everybody together.
Okay. Are you in D? Because I can do
D,
two.
right. You are. There are no keys to it. We're gonna play one more tune. Does anybody have any last questions while they tune? What else to say?
Brady, we're going to go back and... Arkansas Traveler? That'd be a good one.
Banjo pickers begin.
All right, banjo players. The Banjo Institute, after all.
Yeah, this is not it.
Or the Guitar Institute.
Start off.
music here. First from a black banjo player up near my home in Western Virginia. The man's named Josh Thomas, and I've changed it a whole lot, but the core is still there, I hope. It's the roustabout. Oh, you banjo roustabout, when you go to the shore, I've got a good gal on the other side. Baby, don't you want to go? If I'd listened what my mama said, I wouldn't have been here today. But me being young and foolish too, women led me astray. Who's gonna shoe your pretty little feet? And who's gonna glove your hand? And who's gonna do your rockabye when your man's in the distant land? Oh, if I had no Perroy like old Nora's dove, I'd sail from pine to pine, born for my own true love. Oh, my own true love. My wife left home last night. I'll tell you who I found out. Lying down in the barns, a gang of boys around her. Some was hugging and some was kissing and some was kneeling down. There's one old rascal hanging round, trying to tear my poor kingdom down. Oh, my lonely gal. I call that Josh Thomas's roustabout with the gourd banjo. This is a recent made banjo, just like that is. That's only 2 years old right now. This one's not even a year old. It's a copy of a banjo made about 1850 by a man named Ashburn. And the playing is going to be, it's a fretless, and I got gut strings on it. And I'm going to play the panpipes, or the quills, as the English people call them. One thing about gut strings and skin heads and light wood banjos is they change with every change of the humidity. So this will might stay in tune for this entire song. You just can't tell. can be. I'm as free little bird as I can be. I sit in the hills and I sing all the day. No one ever bothers me. All we found was a little bird. I would not build my nest on the ground. I would build my nest in the highest oak tree where the bad boys couldn't tear it down. I'm as free a little bird as I can be. I'm as free little bird as I can be. I sit in the hills and I sing all the day. No one ever bothers me. If I was a rosy bush, I would bloom in the month of May. And every time that my true love passed, I'd grow a rosy bouquet. I'm as free little bird as I can be, I can be. Free little bird as I can be. I'm as free at my age as a bird in a cage. Free little bird as I can be. Thank you. That's also in that old-time knockdown style, sometimes affectionately known as the Grandpa Jones style of picking the banjo, isn't it? This banjo is not a banjo at all. It's a mandolin with a 5-string neck on it. People back in the 1890s, I guess, they liked the banjo so well that they thought they'd do other things. They'd like a kind of more mellow sound, they thought, I guess. Anyway, this is a banjo that was, they made quite a few of them back in the 1890s. And this song is one of the old English-Scottish songs. All pieced together. I learned from a Kentucky man. Once I lived in Old Virginia, North Carolina, I did go. There I met the fairest maiden, oh, her age I did not know. Her hair was dark and eyes were sparkling, her cheeks they were like roses red. On her breast she wore white lily, where I longed to lay my head. When I'm asleep I dream about her, when I'm awake I see no rest. Every moment seems like an hour, oh the pains that cross my breast. Oh, Molly dear, go ask your mother, you my bride can never be. She says no, come back and tell me, never more will I trouble thee. No lies on her bed of rest, and in one hand she carries a dagger to kill the man that I love best. So go and leave me if you wish to, then from me you will be free. For in your heart you love another, and in my grave I'd rather be. Last night as I laid on my pillow, last night as I laid on my bed, last night as I laid on my pillow, I dreamed that fair young lady was dead. It's Molly Deer. Learned that from a fellow named B.F. Shelton. Bobby Fulcher is a wonderful folk song collector, traditional song collector, collector of Tennessee music, and he's one of the main organizers for this event. And one of the men that he found, actually it was a family of singers of traditional songs, the Hicks family, were up from around Jamestown, Tennessee. I think it's Fentress County up there. And I got so intrigued with D. Hicks, the music of D. Hicks and his songs. I went up to visit he in Delta about 10 years ago, and we had a wonderful evening of music and talk. And this is a tune he played for me up there, and I just wanted to learn it. It's called The Lost Gander. I think Virgil Anderson, who wasn't able to make it here, also played this tune. I've changed it again a little bit. In the South. Lost Gander there. That's done on a banjo that's closer to the Gibson master tone type of banjo than most of the rest of the ones that I've been playing here.
Hey, Mike, our next performers aren't here, and they're not, it doesn't look like they're gonna make it, so you've got until, you know, quite a, if you want, if you
Well, you
want.
know what I would do is, I would like to do a couple of songs, and then if Lee Sexton would feel like doing Shady Grove in a couple of minutes here, I'd love to hear you do that. If you want to stick around for about 5 minutes.
I will get a banjo.
Oh, okay. Would you do that? In the meantime, I'm going to do a couple more songs here. I came thinking that I might do maybe 6 songs if I had a little extra time. This is a banjo ukulele here, and some folks like to finger pick them. Some people just play rhythm on them, which is a nice thing, in a string band. Some of those Georgia string bands used them a whole lot. But I had a friend, and I had a lot of time to spend at the house there, and she had one of these hanging on the wall, and I just take it down every now and then and play little finger picking tunes on it. And this is one of the Uncle Dave Macon songs, which is particularly appropriate today. It's called The Tennessee Gravy Train. It's about one of the periodic Tennessee banking scandals, which is completely dwarfed by today's savings and loan issue. And maybe you can enjoy it here on the banjo ukulele. Now the people of Tennessee want to know who wrecked our gravy train. The one they thought was run so well, but now who can we blame? They want to know who greased the track and started them down the road. The same old train contained our money to build our highway road. But now we're up against it and no use to raise a row. For of all times I've ever seen, we're sure up against it now. The only thing that we can do is do the best we can. Oh, follow me, good people, I'm bound for the promised land. Be a banker without the least excuse, but look at the treasurer of Tennessee and tell me what's the use. We lately bonded Tennessee for just $5 million. The bonds were issued and the money tied up, and now we're in tough luck. But now we're up against it and no use to raise a row. For of all times I've ever seen, we're sure up against it now. The only thing that we can do is do the best we can. Oh, follow me, good people, I'm bound for the promised land. Some lay it all on parties, some lay it on others, you see. But now that you can plainly see what's happened to Tennessee, the engineer pulled the throttle, conductor rang the bell, brakeman hollered all aboard, and the banks all went to hell. But now we're up against it and no use to raise a row. For of all times I've ever seen, we're sure up against it now. The only thing that we can do is do the best we can. Oh, follow me, good people, I'm bound for the promised land. Well, I'm not sure that the Tennessee Banjo Institute really intended to have banjo ukuleles played on it, or banjo guitars for that matter, but some of us renegades will do this just the same. And Jody Stecker played the banjo guitar wonderfully last night. We had some good tenor banjo music. So there are a bunch of different kinds of banjos represented. Ernest Stoneman's band had a big old banjo bass that he called the Whomper. And then Sam McGee used to play a whole lot on the banjo guitar. So what I thought I'd do is to play a blues here with the harmonica and the banjo guitar from over in North Carolina. It's the Farmland Blues. It takes me a while to get in gear here and get all my implements in the right place, hopefully. This is a rowdy instrument. I've got a natural skin on this too. And the tuning gear's on backwards. So naturally when it comes inside it dries out. Okay, the Farmland Blues. Woke up this morning between 1 and 2. Woke up this morning between 1 and 2. Heard a chicken squalling down at my chicken roost. Well, I went down there, but a little too late. Well, I went down there, but a little too late. He got my chickens and made his getaway. Went to get my car for to go get the sheriff. Went to get my car for to go get the sheriff. He stole every tire right off of my car. Well, along come a storm, tore down my car. Well, along come a storm, tore down my car. With the bean beetle in the bean patch, just eating up the bean. Oh, weevil in the cotton, oh, we're tearing up the corn. I got the farmland blues. I got the farmland blues right now. I got the farmland blues. Got the farmland blues right now. Not another fur row will I plow. I'm gonna sell my farm, gonna move to town. I'm gonna sell my farm, gonna move to town. I got the farmland blues right now. Farmland blues. Well, now, the folks who are supposed to do the next workshop, I don't believe are here, are they? And I have a recording of this man here doing a bunch of banjo tunes, and I'd like to ask him to do at least one of them. You know what I'd really like to do is have you do the Shady Grove the way you do it, and then do something that Earl Scruggs recorded, but in your Lee Sexton. Give him a hand, would you? He's from Metro County, Kentucky.
What about shucking the corn to start off with?
Okay.
That's one of Earl.
Are you using a pick on your finger? No, just barehanded. Okay.
And I do one more, this drop scrub style, you know, something like Salt Creek, and then I'll get down into the Shady Grove.
Okay.
Salt Creek.
He gets some of those Earl Scruggs licks there by just sliding his finger along the string. It's really pretty tricky. I tried that by catching fast notes with the left hand, but you do it by just working your right hand a little harder there. Now, note this tuning here, folks.
All right, Shady Grove.
have any words or song that goes with that?
Yeah, but my lungs ain't in no shape. I developed this black lung, they call it. We're working in the coal mines and my lungs is pretty weak.
Well, where did you learn that, or is that your own kind of?
No, back where I growed up back in there, I just heard a lot of old timers playing it, and I heard them play different versions of it. Now, Uncle Morgan, you know, he plays it different than what I do.
That's right, I've heard that.
And I just picked the one that I liked and stuck with it.
It's pretty, and it's unusual too. Is there another song that goes in that same tune?
No, Common Gap, the old-fashioned Common Gap. Now, there's 3 or 4 versions of that. And so I did with this, just like the Common Gap, like I did with this in your Shady Grove. I just picked the one that I like most, and I stuck with it.
Fifth string is down, I think, down to an F. And then I think it's a raised second string.
Here's one now, another one called Buck Creek. The old-time way of doing Buck Creek.
One of these Earl Scruggs pieces with the banjo here, just to whoops, that's the wrong one. No, this will work actually. And then we'll come back to Morgan Sexton. Lee says, excuse me, Lee. Yeah, you can get that into some other tuning there and do it. Did you ever play down in that Rubens Train tuning?
Oh yeah, D.
Take some of those bluegrass songs and put them into old-time style, because they're basically old-time songs anyway, because the early bluegrass songs were very close to old-time in my way of looking at it. Lots of Bill Monroe songs, quite a few of the Flatt and Scruggs songs warp around easy that way. I'll do a Head Over Heels in Love. If I don't change my notion, or I've got to forget you if I can. I'm a feeling so blue that I don't know what to do. Head over heels in love with you. Oh, every day's and dreary. All I do is sit and worry. I just can't sleep when I lay down. I'm a feeling so blue that I don't know what to do. It always in love with you. Well, I'd like to be forgiving, but this life ain't worth living if I've got to sit and worry over you. I'm all feeling so blue that I don't know what to do. It always in love with you. Think I'll go across the ocean if I don't change my notion, for I've got to forget you if I can. I'm a feeling so blue that I don't know what to do. It always in love with you. Go down into D tuning here. I wish we could get you to sing something here, Lee, just to holler out a little bit of a
I'll probably
little bit.
4 foot off right.
Okay.
John Henry. Ooh. Yeah, I'll do another one now while I'm in D tuning here. It's called a fox chase.
bass now, key C.
I'm going to do the one I've got on video. video. It done a right smart for me. It's been on Nashville out here for almost a year, and it's called Bull Mule. It's on video of me applying a big mule. I've been raised up on a farm, and we had a square dance, and they just switched the camera on the old mule, and then us, the whole band, playing the square dance, and it's went good for you. Banjo was kind of out of tune. I apologize for that. Oh, yeah.
Art, you want to play fiddle tune with us, and we'll kind of wind up with that? I'll try to maybe play second banjo. And this has been an extended session. It started out as a concert of mine, then I saw Lee Sexton here, and so we just had to, I wanted him to come up and play a few tunes. I haven't heard him play all weekend here. And we'll wind up with Art Rosenbaum. You got a fiddle?
No.
Oh. There you go. I don't have a fiddle.
I don't have a fiddle. Okay, yeah.
I think we're going towards the key of G, Art. On the side here, since this is the Banjo Institute, will surround the fiddle player, drown him out, like all good banjo pickers do. Well, we don't know either. We haven't got this figured out.
Chicken's cold and sour with a mountain or something.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah, we can.
I'll just pour up the neck and you play leading lead?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get two.
Art Rosenbaum, and that was Lee Sexton. I'm Mike Seeger, and the next session will take place in about 5 minutes. Half-hour segments. Vic's going to be up here in a little bit, and this gentleman right here, Jim Hurst, playing rhythm guitar, some lead guitar too. Usually plays with Vic, and he volunteered to come up and give me a hand. So up in a hand for Jim Hurst here. So we're gonna play you some banjo tunes. You want to try a little turkey knob or something like that? If there's anything in particular someone wants to hear, maybe I can do it. So speak up. Is there
Travis style.
more Travis style? I don't really know too many tunes. Boy, oh boy. I think the first person I heard do that sort of thing was Eddie Adcock. You know, he does a lot of that sort of thing. And do you know a bluebell? I don't even know if I know it or not really. It's a I guess. Let me see if I can remember this thing. It's just a matter of playing the rhythm off the third and fourth string and kind of alternating these fingers. It's not no big deal. Is there something else? Sweet Dixie. Let's try that. D.
something in the key of F.
Yeah, something else. Banjo key, it's a nice.
Okay. Oh, okay, something's kind of fun. It never leaves the key of F. Well, we're sorry, I'm sure. If I can remember how it. I was trying to think of something I could do without ever having to move anywhere.
John.
Easy way. Try farewell blues. Curse of the banjo player. Always out of tune. Okay, give it a shot. Some farewell blues there.
Dixie Breakdown.
What's that?
Dixie Breakdown?
Dixie breakdown? I need to get a new banjo. This is old. tree wreath pattern. I've only had it about 6 months. I'm still fooling around with it, trying to get it set up to where it works right for me. But it's a lot of fun. Of course, I had to sell everything I owned to get it. But yeah, I guess we have time for about one more, and we're going to get Vic to come up and do some stuff on the banjo.
You do banjo signal?
Banjo signal, okay. That's where it goes, isn't it?
Hi, James.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Yeah, okay. That makes two of us.
Now that you're here, though, I can calm down.
Okay. Boy, I'm not used to two of these things looking at me here. I want to try to do a few tunes for you today that a little different kind of things that I do all along. Good to see John Hitchcock back there. See you this morning, John. I didn't think you got up this early.
I did.
It's good to be here with y'all today. And we just had a little class a while ago on studio recording up there at the exchange up there. And it went real well. Got down here and John agreed to go on first, give me time to smoke and drink and do all that stuff. But we're going to do a few tunes here for you, and any questions you got as we go along, be welcome to be happy to field them for you. And I know these things are kind of short as the classrooms are, so we'll be around the grounds all day today. I will. Anybody wants to get together with me, I'll be happy to do it. We'll get under a shady tree and jam all day if you want to. So, start with a little bluegrass breakdown. Stand a little louder. I like the way this guy plays. Well, I like it right here in my ear, right here, real good. I've worked with a lot of different folks over the years. Jimmy Martin, Willie and Stoney Cooper, Bill Monroe, Jim and Jesse, Lester Flatt after he and Earl split up. And I've had the benefit of a lot of these guys showing me things and working with these masters, if you will. I've learned a lot of things through the years, how to adapt to everybody's different kind of music, and through all that, how to come out with kind of my own style. And there's two things people can say to me that make me feel better than anything. Number one is you're really smooth, you play with good tone and everything, and number two is I can not even see it and know that it's you playing. And those two things have been said to me over the years, and they mean more to me than anything. But as we go through these groups, we learn from different people, and two of the best teachers I've had were, of course, Bill Monroe, and the other one was Jesse McReynolds. Jesse, because he was never afraid to reach out in left field and take a different kind of music and adapt it to his style of mandolin playing, and I learned a lot from Jesse. And this next tune is one that I learned from Jesse McReynolds. It's an old Tin Pan Alley tune that Xavier Cugat wrote years ago. It was a band tune. And I'm sitting here trying to think of the name of it, and I can't think. El Comanchero, that's what it is, yeah. And I recorded this tune after having learned it from Jesse. I didn't record it with Jim and Jesse. I recorded it on my own later. And but it's kind of different, and I kind of enjoy doing it. It's called El Comanchero. starts in the, that's D minor, C, what is that, B flat minor, A minor, I think here. I'm sorry, it's a B flat, not a B flat minor. That's A. G minor, F, E minor, D minor, A. Or as we were talking about a while ago, 1 minor. Start getting the numbers, I don't know if I remember them or not. Yeah. As we play through the years, we always tend to call on those who influenced us the most. And I guess I'm like so many others. Back when I first started trying to learn to play the banjo, my granddaddy gave me an old bacon blue ribbon open back banjo. It's all I had to start with, and at that time I lived in New Jersey. And at that time, New Jersey was, I mean, wasn't even much country music, much less bluegrass. And I took it to all the music stores and I said, what do you do with this? You know? And up there, the mummers bands with the tenor and plectrum banjos and everything were real strong at the time, and they all tried to get me to take the 5th string off of it. And, you know, learn to play with a straight pick, and I refused to do that. I didn't want to do it. I said, no, one of these days I want to find out what this thing is for, and that's what I want to learn to do. And so it sat in the case for, I don't know, a number of years, and finally when I was about 19, 20 years old, got out of high school, and we moved to Norfolk, Virginia. My stepdad was in the Navy, and we wound up in Norfolk, Virginia. And there was a little band called the Cripple Creek Boys that played on WCMS radio in Norfolk, which is now a big station. Back then it was just a little 5,000 or 10,000 watt station. And the fellow leading the band was named Harlan Bumgardner. And I went down there to see Harlan one day, and he showed me how to tune it, and he showed me about 3 or 4 chords on it, and I've always thanked Harlan to this day, because he was the one who really started me off. I found out what an Earl Scruggs was, and I found out what a Don Reno was, and I started studying them. And later, as time went by, I got to meet Alan Shelton. He was the first professional banjo player I ever met. By professional, I mean, there's a lot of people that play at professional level, so I don't want anybody to misunderstand this. But to me, a professional musician is one that makes his living at it. That's just a distinction that I personally have. It reflects not on talent whatsoever. And Alan Shelton was one of the first professional banjo players that I ever met. But one of the first that I got to see later, after Alan, was Earl Scruggs, when he and Lester played at the Shreveport, Louisiana, WKH or something, the Louisiana Hayride down there anyway. We went to see him, and I was really impressed with the man, as everybody is. And one of my favorite tunes of all time that Earl ever did was Randy Lynn Rag. That's one that you don't hear too much. It takes into account the tuners, the 3rd string tune as you normally would, and the 2nd string to go from the B to the C. And I'd like to do that for you now. It's called Randy Lynn Rag. you something funny about that. That was one of the hardest tunes for me to learn to play for some reason. I had an awful time with that. And when I went to work with Lester Flatt, I just couldn't wait to play Randy Lynn Rag. And I bet you I screwed that tune up the first 15 times I played it. And Lester would have to talk for me for a few minutes after that. Cause later on, working with all these groups and everything, I got to write my own tunes and tunes I'd put together. When I worked with Bill Monroe, this is a funny little story you might, and I know some of you have probably been through this. Every once in a while we do a tune called Katie Hill. And the break that I had worked out for it, I thought was pretty good. You know, I thought I was really cooking on that sucker. And everybody would say, well, that's not Katie Hill. You're not playing Katie. You know, Keith, Bill Keith was going real strong then. This was not long after Bill Keith. I worked with Bill Monroe in, I think it was like 68 and 69, somewhere around there. And Keith had been there just a few years before that, and then Lamar Greer, and then me. I think that's the right order. Anyway, so I was in trying to learn the melodic stuff and everything. So I worked on Katie Hill and Katie Hill. And that's the break I came up with. And everybody would look at it and say, well, it doesn't sound like Katie Hill to me. So later when I did my own album, I thought, well, I'll just make my own tune out of that and add a chorus to it and call it something else, you know. So I did. And I called it Vic's Ride. And you know what they said then? Well, that ain't nothing but Katie Hill. So you draw ideas from everywhere. You're actually influenced by everybody, from the youngest amateur under a shade tree to the oldest professional on the stage. You always pick up and you're always influenced by people around you. As you are in life, you are with instruments. And I finally wrote one that's kind of become my trademark, and seems like a lot of folks, and I'm thankful for this, know me by this tune, and a lot of them know the tune and don't even know that I wrote it. But this has been a good tune for me. I wrote this when I was with Lester Flatt, and Roland White and I were driving the bus through West Virginia one night about 3 o'clock in the morning. And we were up in West Virginia, and I had the tune written, and Roland knew it. We'd been working it up, and I was trying to find a title for it. And you know these little green signs on the side of the road, when you're coming into these little towns, you know, say so-and-so Incorporated like that. Well, there was this little sign on the side of the road that said Pickaway Incorporated, you know. And yeah, you can find it on the map. It's on the map. Pickaway, West Virginia. And Roland said, oh, that'd be a good title for that song. And I said, it would. So we left off the Incorporated. And just, thank God, yeah. And I just called it Pickaway. And I recorded it with Lester Flatt on I think it was a Columbia or an RCA album, I can't remember which. And then I recorded it later on one of my albums. And I'd like to do that for you now. It's called Pickaway. I'm going to give you a version on this.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.